Howdy guys, this is the Herzo angle grinder dust shroud, and it's a pretty nice piece of kit. As we see here, it comes with a number of shims for different size grinders and a grinder nut wrench that unfortunately doesn't fit anything that I have, and a vacuum adapter. So initial impressions on the Herzo 4 to 5 inch dust shroud for angle grinders is very good. It feels extremely solid. You know, you can kind of get an impression about just like general plastic quality. This is very thick and very robust, and I have no doubt that it should take quite the amount of abuse. We do have this little slider right here, which will allow one to get right up against corners by exposing the front of the cup. Most of the time it will probably remain closed. So yeah, let's install it. Installation on this rigid 10 amp 4.5 inch grinder was pretty easy. I found that I didn't need to use any shims as the default collar was already a good fit. So there are a couple ways one can secure it once it's in place. First, there's a lever that will tighten the whole collar, but I found it a bit wonky to use. It felt either too loose or too tight. I just couldn't find that sweet spot. I think the easier way is to simply turn the nut itself. It's got a slot machine into it, so you can just manually turn it with a flathead. I'll be using this dust shroud in combination with a Bauer 4.5 inch diamond cup. You know, pretty much exactly what it was made to work with. Alright, so one thing I noticed here is that these little bristles, they don't really extend down far enough. I mean, if you have one of those like really cheap cups that's recessed way in there, it might work better, but for your run-of-the-mill, like sort of pretty deep diamond cup, it does extend beyond these bristles by, I don't know what it is, maybe 1/4 of an inch or something like that. So we shall see how effective it is. All right, so I just showed you guys that little spacer issue. There is another issue here that I wanted to point out. The included shop vac adapter, it doesn't really fit anything. So put that in there. All right, step one. And then here is a 1/4 inch shop vac hose. They're like the exact same outer diameter, so that doesn't work. Here's a 1 7/8 shop vac hose, so that's way too big. That doesn't work either. I did come up with a solution that, well, it'll work for me, but I'm not sure if it'll work for anyone else. And that is I 3D printed a little adapter here. It sort of just looks like a little 1 inch PVC coupling, but it's actually a 3D printed part. So if you have a 3D printer, I'll make this file available on Thingiverse, but you know, I know that's kind of a select group of people. So now that just slides on the end of there, and I can take my 1 1/4 inch shop vac hose and put it on the other side. But you know, again, I know that's only helping a select group of people. For everybody else, unfortunately, you're gonna have to come up with some type of coupling there or some type of adapter, because kind of stupidly, they made the outside diameter of the adapter the same size as the outside diameter of a standard shop vac hose. So along the lines of not making a 3D printed coupler, I thought I'd give you guys the outside diameter for each of the adapter places here, in the hopes that you can find something that will fit for you. So the outside diameter, inches, the outside diameter of the dust shroud outlet itself is 1.27 inches, so just a tiny bit over 1 1/4. Position, I guess we'll call that sort of like position 3, why not? The widest position is 1.45 inches. We've also got 1.28, and the smallest one is, well, kind of flex these, so kind of hard to do here. I'll do it here. 1.17. So those are the diameters we are working with. Now, just for fun and comparison's sake, here's a quick look at how much dust this particular setup generates without the shroud. About a metric ton of very unhealthy silica particles, and now with the dust shroud. A pretty massive improvement. I can't say that it was grabbing 100%, but about 99% sounds right. In any case, if you were using this indoors, you'd be breathing a huge sigh of relief. So overall, it works very well, despite being offset from the workpiece by about a 1/4 inch. My only complaint has to do with the vacuum port size. Not sure what they were thinking there. Okay, good luck with it.